Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. After praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and sending peace and the prayers upon His Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Shaykh is welcoming everyone to this new episode of the Fatwa night, Ramadani Fatwa night from Mishka Center in Houston, Texas. Today is the 6th of Ramadan, the 6th of March. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from us. First question, somebody said, if you buy like a car or gold or anything has a value, and then you pay before you get it in hand, or you get that thing delivered to you, you put a condition for that seller. If anything wrong happened to that item, if it's lost, if it's stolen, so the seller is responsible to pay back the value of that. And then it was sold and then got lost. He didn't receive it. And then he asked the seller to give him the value of it or the money that he already paid. Is it jaiz? Sheikh says the seller is responsible for anything until you receive that item in your hand. But if it was stolen from you after you had it or you have it in your hand, that's your responsibility. Inhaling like some of the perfumes during the prayer, does it have any impact on that prayer? Does it make this salah unacceptable? And so whatever you mention here is not gonna lead to ruin your salah. So it's natural that you use some itr, some misk, some perfume come into the prayer. And then it's also natural that this smell might come to your nose, or again, there is nothing wrong with that. And alcohol is clear, is tahir. All scholars agreed on that. Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh. I have a question regarding depositing money in like electronic wallet, like Vodafone Cash or bank credit or something. So if I go to this ATM machine and like deposit the money, is that considered like hand in hand, giving money, or it's like riba form? I want to avoid doing anything as a form of riba. Sheikh says, well, this ATM represents the bank, the people. There is no must that you have to deal with an employee, a banker, a teller. So like it's not like hand in hand, doesn't mean like you put it in a hand of a human being, right? But you give. So giving the money could be like by hand, or maybe like transfer money to somebody, as long as it reach that hand or that ownership of that recipient. According to the custom. So getting that money in the hand again could be, like classified based on the custom that you would use in your life. The Council of Fiqh, Islamic Fiqh, or the International Islamic Fiqh, put like an article on that. He said like the bank, if like you deposit any money in a bank, in like account in a bank, like direct deposit or like like money transfer or any form, that's fine. It's jaiz. Like if you go to the bank, for example, and also give like a check of a certain money, yeah, that's another form of that. If you do anything of that, so that would be acceptable, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows the best. Somebody said I have like something called the public improvement district. It's like extra fees, and it's paid with taxes. He would pay that at once, or pay that on like annual, or like portions every month, every 3 months or so. And he paid that or pays that for like 20 years. And if he pays this one like on small portions, they put like faida, they like interest on that. Sheikh says, well, any increase in kind of like loans is gonna be riba. It's like clear riba, and this is like a form of the riba. Like, hey, do not pay now. Let me pay later, and I will increase the loan to such and such. This is again the riba. Don't go there until you are in really in a need or in necessity to do that. Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh. I am a Muslim sister. From the age of 6 till like the 10 or so, I have actually uh, I had some sexual like some sexual abuse from my brother and my cousin. My brother is like 6 years older than me. When I told my family, they didn't support me, they did not stand next to me, but the other way around. My parents are still have like a good relationship with my brother. I really feel so bad. I suffer from that. I'm not with the family anymore. When I start talking about it, I was 24 years old, and since then, my life has become like the hell. I try to tell them what happened again, try to explain to them, but there is no actually ear. Today, I'm 31 years old. I am in a very bad situation. Again, I'm a Muslim. I try to, preserve the kinship with my family. It's a big part of my Islam as a Muslim. But also, when I visit them, I feel like so pain or so painful. I should. The question is, what should I do? I understand your situation, my daughter. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make things easy for you. It's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has prescribed to us, has written over us in this life. I would say like your family should not actually like ignore or deny that. complaint that you said. So I didn't hear from them. I don't know what happened. I don't know why they did this kind of things. But then again, the kinship is required, is wajib in all cases. You know, the Salatul Rahim is just like degrees or levels. The lowest part is to just you know like leave like visitation or the meet face to face and just just say assalamu alaikum. You can just say stick with like word, say assalamu alaikum. And that varies based on the capability of doing things. So some of it is just like wajib, some of it is just mustahab, you know. So you could just visit, you could just like I say assalamu alaikum, you could just maybe call by the phone. Just be nice, be kind to your relatives. If you are capable of giving them some money to help support them, again, give them some service, help them with something, and so on. So I don't know if any prayer I performed before, I'm not sure if I prayed that on time or not, like Fajr time, and then I would see like Fajr actually was later. Sheikh says, well, I feel like you are uh, 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 you, you are diagnosed with like the waswas. It seems to me like you have this kind of like waswas or the whispers of shaitan in that salat part. So if you pray the prayers at the same time with the people or the Muslim community in your city, for example, so there is nothing wrong with that. Your salat is sahiha, is correct. So do not actually put yourself in that circle of whispers of shaitan. Get yourself out of that, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give you the best. Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh. Now I am offered a good job in insurance company in Saudi. This company, they say they have like insurance, Islamic insurance, and they have like the separation between the different services they offer. But the bylaws or the laws in this Shari'a Saudi law, it says that the company takes 90% of the insurance in that account, and then the 10% goes back to the the people who have like shares in that company. I read a fatwa that it's a haram, this insurance or that commercial insurance, it's a haram. In general, Sheikh says, well, we have actually answered this question many times. Some of the insurance is must, is required, is mandated, and some of that you can actually leave it alone. For example, if you feel like you have some kind of like haram, you can pay some of your income just to purify or to clean your amount or your income. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows the best. Sheikh, what is the hukm of whoever said to his wife, I hate you. I cannot I cannot afford or withstand you anymore. Which question? Where is it? I'm sorry, I think I missed that question. Now there is a question here. Uh, like somebody says, well, if somebody doesn't pray, is he kafir? Somebody said that it's kufr. Well, Sheikh says I would actually advise you to stay away from this kind of like whispers of shaitan. Uh, s- so, so the majority of scholars they said, well, the one who does not pray like out of laziness or he's not kafir. So you could just follow that opinion, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant you shifa and recovery and protect you from this waswas or that whispers of shaitan. So the question about the wife, so if you like the hukm of that person who said to his wife, I hate you, I cannot afford you anymore because of what you keep asking me for things. So I would advise her to just try to, take yourself away from that. Try to be good to your husband so he could actually feel good when he's with you. So a person said he has my salas or something similar to that salas of the madhi, that fluid comes from the private part, and then he can see that all day, sometimes before salah, sometimes after salah. Sheikh says, well, you just maybe like you would be able to clean this one and just is it jaiz to recite Quran from the mobile or the cell phone? Yeah, Sheikh says that's fine. I'm afraid I'm afraid that I have done some riba in my life. So I have made mistakes and then I forgot them, and then I feel like I used like credit cards and different things. It's like riba in Ramadan. So should I pray Taraweeh? Should I pray Qiyam night prayer? Yes. Sheikh says if you have done any mistakes, so you have to increase all hasanat. You have to pray in Taraweeh. You have to increase the hasanat, the good deeds, so they can wipe all the bad deeds that you might actually commit in the past. Sheikh, in our masjid, somebody told me like he was about he he was he's like somebody was dying and he never said shahada. The sheikh told him to make the shahada, but then he told him like, hey, he wants some wine. I feel like I have like waswas. The shaitan is playing me, tricking me. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, there is always shifa for all this kind of like waswas, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bring you out of that. Is sujood in parallel with imam during the prayer is gonna ruin my salah? So should we follow him immediately when he do the ruku, the you know, like the pillar or the rukn in salah, or we should be behind him? So again, Sheikh says, well, the imam is set there to be followed, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has forgiven us for like this kind of like mistakes. Last question, as Sheikh says, I work in the construction business. Most of the customers, they do not actually they're not capable of paying in cash or at once, so they take loans, right? We actually give them instructions, or you know, like you know, instructions on how to use like this finance companies. Am I doing that? Is that halal or haram? Sheikh says, well, make sure you uh, you know, do this service in the halal way. Is it like selling something, or is like a service? Try to avoid any kind of finance. Don't be a part of it. Don't be a part of it. Don't actually support it. Don't give any instructions about it. And whoever does it, he gonna be accountable for it. Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh. Like if somebody got sihr, it's using like a dua, making supplication to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Most of this dua actually are from Quran and Sunnah, and that would be actually to take that sihr or anything else, and it's not halal to use another sihr to do or to fight that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows the best, and the end the Shaykh is making dua for all Muslim ummah, our brothers and sisters everywhere. جزاكم الله خيرا والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.